Namaste, beautiful souls, and thank you for being here today. Thank you for this thirst of knowledge, knowing that there's something else out there in the universe or in your own universe, or maybe it's just, somebody else who had similar experience. Why not? Today again I want to share with you how I healed from negative experience and mostly from negative behavior from people that I thought I love or I cherish them or respect them really much, or being married with them. As I said, I had a beautiful childhood, from my point of view, even magical, I can say like that, considering my weird personality. Everything shifted around that period of time when I met my first husband. Looking back now, I realize all the negative experience in that period of time, the struggle that I had, but my connection with him were so strong, the synchronicity were so evident, and even events that I dreamed or predicted happened in that period of time. So everything was so evident that I thought this is the one, this is the soulmate, it's meant to be. So this relationship brought me my two beautiful gifts, my sons, but took everything else for me, literally everything. My self-esteem, my self-love, my confidence, my house, my money, everything. So this person, even though it's not the first one and the last one, projected on me a lot of negativity, a lot of accusation, physical abuse, and in the end, even physical. And all that just because he couldn't accept the fact that he wasn't perfect and that he was the one who was doing wrong, because he was cheating, of course. But he made it clear every day and projected every day on me my own imperfection just to feel good about himself. And that's not all. After our nasty divorce, he continued and push with all kinds of negative reaction towards me, even though I'm the mother of his sons. And I don't know what's his problem. Maybe he has unfinished business, but he just cannot stop of attacking me for different reasons. But now the beautiful part is that from all this experience, I learned to love myself, respect myself, enjoy myself, and I discovered a new me, and also put me to my spiritual path. And even though he attacked me so much and he tried to take everything for me, and there were cases when we actually took but the materials one, which doesn't bring that much importance to me, because I've noticed that the more harm they want to do, this person wants to do me or others, the more universe rewards me with other beautiful things. It was like, oh, it's okay, you don't need that. I have something better for you. Here you go. And I'm just peaceful and happy because I know everything was gonna happen. In the end, it's gonna happen for my higher good. And the healing was, as you might know, to forgive and to be aware of all the positive effects that these kind of events are bringing in your life, that you need at exact moment, at the exact time, when is the best for you. Focus on negative. The more you focus on your situation, how hard it is, how injustice it is, unfair, if you focus on the negative, the more you will experience the negative. And I've done it myself. I've been in the same thing. After I finished my first divorce with first one, I thought, I find my savior, and I ran into his arm because he was always trying to protect me, and that's how I end up here in the United States. But then here I discovered another person who again wants to hurt me just because they cannot change me, just because I act better towards them and they feel less about themselves. And I didn't quite understand this part on which if you feel insecure on you, on your own power, why you will attack the other person who's really confident, happy with themselves? Why are trying to change? And if that person doesn't see your negative behavior like a way of being, why are you trying to implement that to the other person? So from all this kind of experience, I just learned to be aware on my own energy, on my own happiness, on my own love. My heart is free, my soul is full of love.
Om Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Nachudyate Purnasya Purnatadaya Purnam Neva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
Namaste everybody, I'm Ramona again.
And this is Pradeep. We are yet together again on another episode to talk about another aspect of spirituality working for us in real life. So today we're going to talk about something that is relevant to the mantra that I just recited, Purnamada, which basically means and says that we are complete in every way. The universe is complete in every way. No matter in what format it manifests itself, good, bad, negative, positive, dark, light, it is complete. That's the entire concept and understanding of Advaita, the meaning of the universe, non-duality. That it appears dual, it appears the opposites, dark and night, dark and light, night and day. But in fact, they're one. They're two sides of the same coin. So today we are here to discuss and talk about Ramona's experiences in life, where she'd had some dark, negative experiences, but in fact, she's come out stronger from that. She's come out more positive because there was a positive reaction to those negative experiences. So, Ramona, let's start by understanding this concept as I described. Do you believe that even from the darkest of nights, in the worst of situations, when you are absolutely down in the doldrums, that there's always hope?
There's always hope. That is the exact answer. And never try losing it, never lose hope.
You've had some pretty adverse, negative experiences in your life early on as well as in the last few years.
Especially with toxic people or narcissist behaviors.
So tell us about this toxic experience. Tell us about one specific example. Let's take with that. You don't have to specify any names or any specific details. But what exactly happened? How did it appear to you as a dark, negative energy?
Well, as people, we are lovely souls. We have beautiful spirits, but from time to time, from inside of us, come up the dark energy inside us, because we are both probably in the same time. But it's a choice on which one we choose it. And I've been with the people who were more negative and have this inclination to their dark side more than usual, even though may appear beautiful people for others because that's how they express towards you. If they don't control you, or they feel they're under you on an emotional or spiritual level, they will try to drag it down to their level. And
so how did this dark energy manifest? How did it appear to you? In what way? Give us some examples.
Negative behavior, harmful towards me. They always, because I didn't try to engage it, they even fight even more with me. and they try to drag me down to that level in which I never wanted to engage. But you know, at one point, if they keep on pushing you, you there are moments when you give up, and then you just want to fight because you know you just want to have peace of quiet. But fighting is not an answer.
So when you got involved with these people with the dark energy, which you realized later on, it was a matter of choice. You made a choice to be with that person, to be involved with that person, and obviously you had no idea, you had no inkling what was going to come. So do you believe that the universe made the choice for you, and for a reason that this happened for you?
It's a way of seeing things, that the universe make a choice for myself. But I know before I came on this planet, I strongly believe that we are choosing this path so we can learn from these experiences. And even though I'm an intuitive person, I couldn't recognize this pattern, these people. There were no sign of negative experience for at least 3 years before it actually happened. So with some of the people I end up marrying, and everything was great, and then all of a sudden they completely changed towards me. And
so in this particular example that you just gave in your life, how did it turn into a positive experience for you? What did you learn from this?
You know, like every woman, I guess, after she's exited this kind of toxic relationship, you learn to love yourself, and this is the first step. Learn to love yourself, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and act towards of what makes you alive. What are your wishes in life?
And how did it change you? Did you experience some changes in yourself after this first experience?
I think it's about every character, people characters, but for myself, even though you know you are down in some moments, you just don't wish to be on that level, the one that they are trying to put you in. You know you deserve more, you want more, and then you fight for what you think is right for you.
So you try to rise above them.
Exactly.
And not stoop down to their level.
Exactly.
But yet, even after this first experience that you had early on in life, yet you made the same choice a second time, and you had almost a similar experience a second
similar
time.
One.
So tell us about that. How did you make that second choice, and it turned out to be the same way?
Imagine, I have a lot of questions on why? Why? How did I end up in the same trap? No patterns, no side effects of after the first year or 2 years of relationship, and then yet I was in the same point after 3 years. I guess I didn't learn a valuable lesson. I guess just stepping away from the negative people sometimes is not an answer. You really have to understand something on a more deeper level. And for me, being with that dark side of the person really put me on the spiritual path to that level in which I understand how our dark side is working within us and how it affects the other.
So in spite of this second time around, the second experience, you still don't believe that the universe made the choice for you?
No.
And
at one point, yes, because I think we are co-creator with the universe. So it is a choice. It is a choice before we come. After we come, you have the impression it's only the universe, but you are involved.
So you have no one else to blame except yourself.
Exactly.
For that dark experience
and
that you had.
Blaming yourself, I think, is more worse than blaming others, because you just, after this, you can only heal raising your self-value.
And what were the changes the second time around? What was different the second time around compared to the first experience you had?
Well, I was more experienced. It was more quick. I know I knew more quickly what to do. And it get me to that deep level of understanding how a narcissist people is working. And I've noticed then a lot of people that I met in my life or in my life journey, they have the same experience, and I recognize that moment immediately, that kind of person behavior. So it's helping me, helping others.
And outside of these two relationships that you described, have you also had such negative experiences or dark energy with other people?
Yes, but with those I didn't engage and I know immediately what to do and how to treat them. I strongly believe that this kind of people need more love and more attention and more listening on what is their deep problem. But it's not like, okay, I'm seeing you, I don't like you, and I can go home. When you live with that person, it's like I have to sleep with you and wake up in the morning with you, which is so much difficult.
Now, this is, as you know, quite a common phenomenon, especially in the modern world, to have,
Exactly.
especially from a relationship issues point of view, to end up with the wrong person or to realize that he or she is not the right person for you and is of a toxic nature. So help our listeners to understand how can they avoid this? How can they know? I mean, is there a way? Is there some kind of a magic formula or some way for them to know to
I
not fall in this trap?
No, I did think of this a lot. How can save other lives in that matter? But the thing is, we do have to experience it most of the time. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything has a meaning and everything has a reason. So if you're there and you're aware, then you have to do what's best for you. And it's a struggle to get out of that, of course. It's like a repeated cycle, and they know how to drag you down. They really know how to put your happiness down, your moral.
Yeah,
No, if
so
I'm not
so you
okay.
just said that there is a meaning to this
Of course.
and there's a reason for this and that this does not happen just as a coincidence. But yet you keep
It's
saying that
happening.
yet you keep saying that it's not the universe's choice, it's your choice.
It is, yes, because most of the women, even if you say we have, oh, it's the same pattern of narcissist, or I've experienced kind of the same, we are different, each individual, so it's a slightly different experiences from which you learn how strong you are. You need to learn how strong, how powerful you are as a soul,
And
not just like a person.
do you believe, Ramona, that these experiences happen more to women than they happen to men?
The statistics says yes. Women are more involved in this, probably because we can emotionally can be more open and receptive to spirituality, to deep level on, I don't know, higher consciousness.
Right. So if women were to be more spiritual, let's say, or they were more open,
I think we are, and more intuitive also. When you are cheated and you just know, you have the strong feeling. Men are not that smart.
but yet they
Sorry.
continue to fall in the trap again and again and again. As you just said, it happens more to women than it happens to men.
Yes, because let me tell you about a little bit this trap. It's like they know they have to meet you in the way. They are intuitive also, and they know they have to conquer you. They have to uh,
Show their power.
no show the power to attract you. They know how to attract you, and according to your character, your way of being, they will know what to say, what to do.
So they know how to
make it
seduce you.
pleasant. Exactly, exactly.
And women like to be seduced.
And women love that. That's emotional.
So it's a vulnerability of women.
Yes.
I
And
don't
then
want.
after they feel they trapped you, then you're gonna experience, and then good luck getting out of it.
So I don't like to use the word weakness with respect to
Yes.
women because they are in fact Shakti, which means strength and the power. But yet what happens in real life is exactly the opposite. That they turn out to be the cliche, which is the weaker sex, and men take advantage of that.
We are the weakest on emotional level, but we seems weak. But I think we are more stronger because we do know how to manage it in the end. I think having emotion shows more humanity in you than not having it.
So give us two messages. One first message for women. What message would you give to women? What advice would you give to them?
Love yourself, treat yourself, heal from negative experience. You have the power inside in you. And
And what message would you give to men?
man, tap in more into your spirituality and maybe trust women. Don't feel yourself like you're the most stronger person on the earth, because physical ability, being strong physically, it doesn't mean you're strong emotionally.
You think there's any hope for men?
Yes, of course there's hope. It's just that it depends. I think over here it's a lot to discuss, because it's coming up from the childhood, the way the parents or your father is raising you, and what kind of pattern they give you. You know, if they're gonna say, "Oh, be a man, don't cry," and those kind of things, of course, it's gonna influence you.
Now that's interesting. You're bringing up some issues which
It's
are very
another
common.
topic.
But well, we can spend a few minutes on that right now because it's related to what we are talking about.
Yes.
So this behavior that we talked about, especially with men, in terms of their toxicity and negative dark energy, you believe it's rooted in their childhood, in the way they were treated, or the kind of relationship they had with their parents and perhaps
Maybe
their
their
siblings?
dad, and why they see in family, how the dads treat their mom, and so and so.
And what about on the women's side? You think that their childhood and their relationship with their
Same.
parents and siblings also has something to do with it?
It's influence, yes.
And how was your childhood and your relationship with your parents?
Well, I do consider it great. It was I have a beautiful childhood. My parents always respect each other. I never see them arguing or having discussion in front of us. Even, was a normal relationship, but I never saw nothing of that. So even they were upset, probably one of the other, they still managed to figure out how not to expose us, me and my sister, to negative reaction or behavior.
So lastly, you had two of these negative experiences with the dark
Really
energy.
really strong.
What about the third time around? Are you ready for it?
No, who's ready for that? No.
Well, it should
After the second time, I was like, okay, maybe my relationship rather is broken. So
You think it's broken?
no, I just knew I had to experience it in a way, because I told you I'm noticing the kind of women that I meet in my life are in exact that moment when they need that advice. But then it's up to them if they're gonna take the advice or not, if they believe it or not. It's a long fight and it's a long process.
So do you feel you're stronger now today than you were 5 years, let's say, or 10 years ago?
Well, that was the topic of this video, right?
Well, are you?
Feel stronger, heal yourself and be stronger.
And you don't believe you're going to fall in this trap again?
Nope. I wasn't that sure, I know.
You're still not sure?
I don't think that I will ever be exposed to that, and even if I would be exposed, I think I'll recognize, but I just, my idea, my perception about love, it is changed in a way, but that doesn't mean I cannot love. It's just maybe slightly different with a bigger amount of awareness.
So friends, here we are, straight from the source of real experience in real life, where real life experiences turns into a spiritual experience of learning and loving oneself and becoming more strong and tougher and being less naive perhaps, and moving on to a better life. So if any of you have any specific questions or concerns, so if you would like to talk to Ramona directly about your own personal situation or someone in your life, please feel free to contact her. The details are right here on the channel and on the website, and she'll be more than happy to discuss and help you. Thank you, Ramona.
Namaste.
Namaste.